What's up, guys? Yes, my lazy ass is back with another video. I do not make enough videos, I know, but getting right into the swing of this YouTube thing, it's hard to... I'm not gonna make excuses for myself. Here's another video for you guys. Since you guys liked my tattoo tour video, I figured I would follow a similar route and make a piercing tour video, because I have a lot more piercings than I have tattoos, so I don't know why I didn't start with this one, but here we go. I'm gonna do where I got them, when I got them, in the order I got them.
Thought we wouldn't notice, but we did.
And how much they costed. And then in the end, I'll give a few general tips. I don't want to give too much in that department because I feel like that could be a whole nother video about tips for piercings, because I feel like people ask me tips all the time when they see how many piercings I have. So why not just make a whole compilation video of all the tips? Like if you want that video, but before we even get started, of course, like and subscribe, hit that notification bell. Let me know what you guys want to see next before I go off on this little piercing and tattoo tangent. On to the video. Okay, so first and foremost, my first piercings obviously were just my lobe piercings. As you can see, I actually have a little tunnel on that one, on that side. I got those when I was like 6 years old. I got them at Libby Lou's. I don't know if you know what that is, but that's pretty much before Justice was Justice. It was Libby Lou's. So it was that long ago. I don't even know. That would probably be like 2005, 2004, something like that. I got them done with a piercing gun, because that's what they usually do when you get them done, when you're in a little clothing shop or something like that. And I'm not going to get too into detail about why I don't like piercing guns quite yet, but if you have the option, do not use a piercing gun. And then after that one, I don't know how much that first one costed, of course, because my parents brought me there when I was 6 years old, so how could I know? But it was probably in the range of like $25.99, including jewelry and a little bottle of rubbing alcohol that you shouldn't use. It was probably like that. So my second holes were my second piercings on both sides, and those I also unfortunately got done with a gun. This is before I really got into piercings and before I knew, you know, the better options that were out there. So this one was definitely done with a gun too. And I got this one at Piercing Pagoda. No, I got it done at Claire's. Anyone knows what Claire's is? Free advertising. I got them done at Claire's. Those were also like $20, including the jewelry and stuff like that. So good deals, but don't fall for the trap, because it's not good for you, for your ears anyway. And then boring ones. The third hole on both sides was my third piercing. I think I got those when I was like 15. I was trying, every year I would ask for a piercing for my birthday. That's like all I wanted every single year. So on my birthday, my mom would be like, oh, fine, you can get one more, but that's it. That's it after that, nothing else. Psych! Because on my 16th birthday, I convinced her to let me get my industrial done. That's this big bar up here. I actually have a really awesome local piercer back in PA, and he does any piercing ever for $20 each, and that includes jewelry. And you know, usually when you go to a piercing shop and they charge extremely low for their pricing, that you should be a little bit wary of that, because, you know, maybe they're not using the proper procedure, this and that. But I would definitely recommend this piercer. I'm gonna link the info below. I don't know his name, but he's at Porcupine Piercing in Bethlehem, PA, Easton, PA area, and he does any piercing for $20. I think that he's able to do that because he's so experienced and he's been doing it for so long that it's just what he's able to do. But there's no other place that I've ever been to that has charged that low for a piercing. So if you're ever in the area, New York, New Jersey area, and you want to get a piercing, 10 out of 10 recommend going to him. I've never had an issue going to him, and everything's for $20. So if you don't want to spend a lot but you want to get pierced up, go there. He's amazing. But yeah, I got this one there. Everybody says that's supposed to be the most painful piercing. Excuse my ears, kind of red because I haven't worn all of my earrings in a while, but everyone says it's supposed to be the most painful piercing, and it doesn't heal, quote unquote. But I mean, the first like couple months are terrible, but after that it heals pretty quick, and I can't even feel it. It's there unless I'm wearing a bar that's way too long, something like that. Anyway, next on the list, I totally forgot to mention, at one point in my first holes, I even had gauges. I don't know if you guys know anything about that, but I was sizing up. I was trying to get to a 0. I'll insert some pics in here. I got up to like a 1 gauge or a 0 gauge, and I ended up having a blowout. If you know what that is, it's pretty much when you rush it way too much and the skin from the front of your ear gets shoved back in the back of your ear. 10 out of 10 do not recommend. When you're trying to stretch your ears, definitely do your research, and more than anything, if you aren't comfortable doing it yourself, have somebody else who's more experienced do it. You can go to a piercer and have them do it. I was really just stretching with tapers, which is the least recommended method, but if you're going slow, it can be okay. But more than anything, I would just recommend taking your time doing your research, because I had a very negative experience with that. To this day, I still wear a tiny tunnel on this side because, like they say, after you stretch your ears once, your ears are very elastic, and I find that to be very true for this side. Like, I can go like weeks without wearing anything and then just like slide in a 4 gauge into that ear. But yeah, I'll insert some pics of that too, since I forgot to mention that part. I think they're really cute, they're really fun. They're actually originated in African culture, so it's not like, oh, that's some white people shit. Like, no, it's really not. Black people made that shit, black people stamped that shit. Something that is very original to African culture. Do your research on that part too. I think they can be very beautiful, especially the ones that hang, but they're not for me, especially because the piercers that did my first holes pierced them very low, so it's pretty hard for me to get high up there without my ear looking like it's about to snap in half. So, link some images in here for you guys. After that, I got triple cartilage on this side, also a porcupine piercing. This hole, I had a hole here, but it closed up because I just haven't been wearing it really. But I had 3 done on this side at once. So I went back to the same guy at porcupine piercing, and that was $60 because for 3. Focus. I just got a text, sorry. Yeah, I got 3 done at once, and funny story, I actually tricked my dad into getting this because, again, it was my birthday. It was my 17th birthday, so at this time I had the bar and I had 3 done here, and my dad was like, what do you want for your birthday? And I said, duh, I want another piercing. So he took me back to porcupine piercing. He was like, okay, write down what you want. And like in my head it was like, ding, like I was like, okay, bet. He's telling me to write down what I want. He doesn't know anything about piercing, so I wrote down triple helix, and I come out the room and my whole ear is bloody, and I'm just like, I didn't even pay for that because my dad paid for it. Thanks, Dad, if you're watching this, love you. Mwah. Anyway, after that I got my belly button done. Obviously you guys know what a belly button piercing looks like. I got that like a couple days after I graduated high school because I had just, my birthday's in the end of April, so I had just turned 18. My mom kept telling me no to that piercing, especially because during this time I was doing a lot of dive training, and you're not really supposed to swim with new piercings. But I've been wanting that piercing for so long. Like, there've been people in middle school with that piercing, and I like piercing, so I just felt like I was behind the game by not having this piercing. So went and got it, went by myself. I think I went to Porcupine again, yeah. And then a couple days later I had gone to a concert and I wore like a crop top. My mom was like, what is that? I can't believe you did that. I hope that doesn't affect your dive training. And I was like, it's not. I'm not a bitch. I'm just gonna swim with it. After that, I think I got my Tragus, which is on this side. If you can see that. That one was honestly, if you want like a non-lobe piercing and you're scared, just go for Tragus. It honestly feels the same as every lobe piercing ever. It does have a little bit of a rough healing time. I would say it's easy to get little bumps on it, but if you just leave it alone, it's my philosophy with piercing.
Going to commit suicide.
Oh my god! Oh jeez, oh my god! Wow. Stop it! Look what you're doing. Look what you're doing. So I had gotten that one at Elite Piercing. It's the only place that I go in South Carolina, so I can link that below as well. They're obviously not as cheap as the guy back home. I don't know of anywhere else that would do it that cheap unless it's like somebody in their house, but they're amazing. They're fun to be around. Like, it's not a weird experience. Sometimes you go to a shop or a tattoo shop and you feel weird in there. Like, it's never like that. They're clean, they're nice, and they're reasonably priced too. Like most things, especially if you're a local or you're a student, you get like $5 off. So I never really pay more than like The most I've paid there is probably $60. I'm just gonna let my cat out because he's gonna just freak out if I don't. Next on the list, I think, would be my bottom belly button, which I don't have anymore, but you can kind of see a scar there. See it right there? I can insert a picture. I got that one because I don't know why. I just wanted it to be less. I got tired of how the regular belly button was just so like everybody had that, and I wanted to be different. So I got my bottom done too. By far my most painful piercing. They say that you're either meant to have the top or bottom, and some people's anatomy just isn't meant for one or the other. And I don't think my anatomy was meant for that one because no matter how long I waited, it just felt like it was pinching me. Like there wasn't enough space, and I kept putting in shorter bars, and like that irritated it more because I was changing it before I was supposed to. It was really cute and it almost healed, but at the end of the day, it just never was comfortable. After that one, I had gotten this one by Conch. I got that one at Porcupine. That one again is just like another cartilage piercing. I would say it was very easy to heal just because it's like really like tucked in there. You never hit it or snag it like you would like a belly button piercing. Okay, and then after that, I got my nipple done. I only got one done. Everybody's always like, oh my god, you have one done? Yeah, because Rihanna only has one done, and Rihanna's like one of my favorite artists, or she was when she was making music. So I just got one. I got that one done at Porcupine again, and me and my sister went together. Definitely not that bad. It feels like it's a belly button piercing, pretty much same pain. But yeah, it's cute. I like it. I'm not gonna get the other one done just because the healing process was terrible. Most people, when they get that one done, it's either like a quick like 2-day heal, done, never see any crusties, or it's like me and it never heals and it always hurts when you snag it. What you gonna do?
What you gonna do? What you gonna do?
After that, I got this one done. Oh, this is considered a flat, even though it just looks like a regular cartilage. It's kind of farther down. I wanted it to be like that, so like if I wanted to get a lightning bolt in there, but I've still been scouring the internet trying to find a lightning bolt anywhere. But I've been really wanting to get a lightning bolt in there, but it's considered a flat, but it's really just the same thing as any helix piercing. That one wasn't bad. I got one done at Elite again. Those are the only two places I ever go for piercings. I don't trust anywhere else for piercings, honestly. And then my most recent piercing was this one under my tongue. I wasn't really even planning to get a piercing that day, but then all my friends were like, come on, let's just go, meet us at the piercing shop. And then like I got there and everybody kind of bailed, and I was like, wow. So I was there by myself. It's the only piercing I ever got by myself. No, I got my belly button by myself, I think. But I was like, oh, wow. So then I was like, whatever, I'm just gonna get a piercing. What should I get? And she was like, get your tongue web done. And I was like, oh, bet. So I did it. And it was extremely painless because like underneath there, if you feel it, it's just like the tiniest piece of skin. So I have 3 on my nose. The first one I got was my septum. This one right here, again, that's very painless because it's really just like a tiny little like flap of skin. If you pull down and if you like pick your nose and feel it, it's like a tiniest flap of skin ever. And I got this one done at Porcupine, $20. It stung for like a week and then it healed completely. And I like it because you can just flip it up and nobody will know you have it. So if you want a cool, painless piercing that you can hide, do it. I recommend that piercing. It makes me feel like a badass more than any of my other piercings because like it's taboo, I guess. I've had jobs tell me in the past to hide it because it's offensive, and I guess that kind of turned me onto it more because I was like, damn, I'm offending people with that piercing. And then I got this one done first, and I got that one done at Elite Piercing, I'm pretty sure. Paid like $45 for that one. And then I got this one most recently. This is actually my most recent piercing, I think, and I got that one done in February. One piercing that I got and I took out, I had up here done too, in this corner right here, and it just never healed. It just never healed. Sometimes cartilage piercings just never heal, and I'm one of those people that I have a very hard time healing cartilage piercings that are up in this area. So I was lucky that this one healed, but I got it farther down, so maybe if you have that issue, I'd recommend getting it farther down away from this area, because I feel like when it's on this area, it kind of gets snagged and pulled more. So yeah, that's all my piercings. I think I'm around 20 piercings. If you counted, then comment below. I did not count. But yeah, great experience. It gives you kind of a rush like you're on a roller coaster. Definitely recommend if you want something that's not drugs that'll make you feel good. Get piercings. Make you feel good about yourself, make you feel like a badass type shit. And my personal philosophy, I'm no professional, of course, but my personal philosophy when it comes to piercings is when it's healing to leave it alone as much as possible. Less is more for sure. Don't touch it, be gentle, and yeah, get pierced up. If you guys have any more questions, comments, concerns, comment below. Comment what you want to see, and yeah, have a nice day. It's raining out here. Bye.
Whoa! Whoa! Ow! Hey, I was watching that.